Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to build a Mecanum car using Quantum. We will be using 4 DC motors, 2 H-bridges, a PWM expander, resistors, capacitors and a bunch of jumper wires to connect everything on a breadboard. At the end of the video we will also be showing you a fully functional example that we built with the Quantum Mecanum Car DIY Kit. The concept of a Mecanum car is simple. Its wheels, also known as omni wheels or Eilon wheels, consist of a hub with rollers oriented 45 degrees to the axis of rotation. Depending on which wheels rotate in which direction, the car will move forward, backward, sideways, diagonally or spin in place. In case you are interested in building a tank version, you can also use some regular wheels, but they will limit the movement capabilities of your car. Before we start making, please visit our website quantumintegrate.com, click support in the top menu, then click projects and tutorials on the next page, scroll down and click open projects, and finally select Mecanum Car prototype. On this page you will find all the related information for this project, like schematics, app and firmware files and much more. Let's have a look at the hardware components used for this project. I have 4 DC motors, 9 resistors, 5 capacitors to decouple the voltage, 2 L293D H-bridges, a TLC 5940 PWM expander and a bunch of male-to-male jumper wires. Please refer to the things used in this project section on the documentation page of this project for an in-depth overview of all the hardware components and tools used, as well as information on where to get them. I will now follow the fritzing and build the prototype. That was easy. Next, let's connect our builder base with the Q server. First, make sure your builder base is powered and is either already connected to the Q server or is ready for pairing. Let's navigate to the Clients tab and pair our builder base that is wired to the Mecanum car. Let's give it a name and a location. Next, we have to prepare the firmware file. Navigate to the firmware page using the firmware icon in the top menu on the left side of your screen. You can click Import and use the firmware file that we are providing on the project page, or click Create New. For now, let's create a new firmware file together. Name it Mecanum Car and then click Create. Next, let's add some hardware to our firmware file. We will add 4 motors. Name the first motor Motor FL for front left and the other motors Motor FR, Motor BL and Motor BR. Let's start by configuring the first motor. We have one service that needs to be configured. We start with the driver. Select TLC 5940. Next, we have to configure the pins that are connected from the TLC 5940 to our builder base. Select GP0 for the GSCLK pin. Select GP1 for the XLAT pin. Select GP2 for the BLANK pin. Select GP3 for the SIN pin, and finally select GP4 for the SCLK pin. The DC1 pin and DC2 pin are being used to talk to the various motors. Let's type in 0 for DC1 pin and 1 for DC2 pin. We have configured the first motor of the Mecanum car, which is located on the front left. Continue with the other motors and make sure to use the same configuration for the first 5 pins. But for motor FR, use 2 for DC1, 3 for DC2. For motor BL, use 4 for DC1 pin, 5 for DC2 pin, and finally for motor BR, use 6 for DC1 pin and 7 for DC2 pin. You have finished creating the firmware file for the Mecanum car. Now all you have to do is upload it to the correct builder base. Let's continue by building the application file for the Mecanum car. Navigate to the app page using the app icon in the toolbar on the left side of your screen. You can either click Create New and follow the step-by-step description on the project page, or click Import and upload the application file that we are providing on the project page as well. First, let's revise the general structure of the app together. Looking at the canvas from a high level, you will notice that we have some hardware objects on the left and right. The blue hardware objects on the left are optional joysticks that can be used to control the left or right wheels at the same time. The blue hardware objects on the right are the 4 motors that are attached to our Mecanum car chassis. We also have 3 green interface objects which let you control the Mecanum car from the dashboard of this app. In the middle of the canvas, we have a couple pink manual ranging code objects that help us to invert the values from the joysticks, and some pink digital toggle code objects as well. We are using the digital toggle code objects to keep the drive mode until you press the button on the dashboard again. If you are interested in supporting more movement types for the Mecanum car, feel free to use our extensive object library and use this app as a starting point for your modifications. Once you are happy with your app, click the Save button and then return to your apps. Then click the Play button next to the application name, which will open the application mapping. For each hardware object, select the builder base with the corresponding hardware. Once you are done, hit the Save and Run button. You are now ready to use the Mecanum car. Have fun and drive safe!
We hope you enjoyed this video. Check out the rest of our videos, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the notification button for updates. You can also follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.